Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 150 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello, and welcome back to episode 150 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you are here with us this week. I hope you stay for a very long time. And if you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to be on the journey with me. I couldn't do this without you, and I'm really grateful that you're back again. I hope you continue to stay for a while too. Before we get into this week's topic, I like to make sure that I'm foundational. I want to make sure that we build this safe space, this house, on two very important foundations, and that is clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that the Well Done Life podcast is a space that I created for women. I created this space because I believe that women are the foundation of society. And I also think that we need places where we can be our just most authentic selves, where we can learn, laugh, share, cry, and grow together. So this is a place that is rooted in all of that. And I am so glad that you're here. I hope that you will be inspired, and I hope that you will share your story with me and with other women. So have a seat and relax, and thank you for continuing to be here. Now that leads me to my second favorite thing, love. And it's actually my favorite thing. I'm a sucker for love. I always say that lately. And I think that love is one of the most important things that we have. And love is going to be the root of everything that we do in this space. So I think one of the ways that I can show you love is by praying for you. And so every week I like to share some prayers with you because I truly believe that I'm not the only person out here praying for us. And we know that when two or more people come together in prayer, our prayers are magnified. So I am believing that this prayer is being amplified and felt in your heart. So I hope that I totally inspire you to just know that you are loved and cared for. So this week, one of the first prayers that I want to pray for you is rest. I think rest is essential. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but rest is essential. I have to say it because we're out here in the world doing all of the things. I mean, personally, I'm gearing up for a hot grown woman summer, and I'm sure a lot of y'all are. But we're also out here accomplishing all the goals, all of the things. I mean, this is a really transformative time. Like, this is such a season of abundance for so many of us. And so many of us are embarking on new levels in our lives. And with those new levels come new challenges, come new pulls on our time and our energy. And it is so important that we take time to prioritize rest. You have to give your body and your mind an opportunity to sit still so that you can recover and get ready for the fight to continue as you continue to grow to your next level and achieve your next goal. So I am hoping that this weekend or this coming week while you are listening to this podcast, that you have an opportunity to sit still, that you have an opportunity to rest, to close your eyes, to rest your body and your mind and regulate yourself so that you can be the best that you are. You can't pour into an empty cup. So make sure that you are, or actually, I'm sorry, you can't pour from an empty vessel. That's actually the better way of saying it. Yes, you can't pour from an empty vessel. You can't give to everybody else if you have nothing left to give for yourself. So make sure you are prioritizing some rest so you can refill your vessel. Along that line, that leads me into another prayer. I want to give you a prayer of being able to self-regulate, because regulating your body, your mind, your energy, your thoughts is essential. I know this past weekend when I took my break, that was one of the things that I reflected on, the fact that I needed to regulate my body and my mind. My nervous system was out of whack because my anxiety was running high, my stress because of, just work and life and so many different things. And I needed to take time to self-soothe. Give yourself that time to self-soothe, because like I thought about, when we're not clear. And when we are operating out of fear and out of anxiety and out of stress, a lot of times we make decisions that are not the best decisions for ourselves. When we think about it, when we're not in alignment with ourselves, when we're not fully regulated ourselves, we at those moments tend to overreact. We tend to overeat. We tend to overthink. We tend to overspend. I mean, there's just so many excesses that we do because it's like you're trying to find some form of balance inside of yourself versus recognizing that you just maybe need to take a moment of stillness, a moment to calm your body, to calm your mind, to talk yourself through those feelings of anxiety and stress and get to the root of what's bothering you versus trying to overcompensate by overdoing it in momentary indulgences. So that is just why I wanted to make sure that I send that prayer of regulation out here because, self, definitely a very authentic moment for myself. I emotionally eat at times when I'm stressed. I'm quick to grab a quick snack. That's one of the reasons why I try not to keep now any kind of like really good sweets in the house. Like we have to go out to get some really good stuff in here. I make stuff here and there, but I'll make it healthy and vegan and make it last over a long period of time. So it's not as delightful as some of the other things. But, I remember back in the day how I would just be stressed out, get in my car, go to Chick-fil-A for a small frosted lemonade so that I could just feel good. If you've never had a frosted lemonade, side note, I would definitely recommend it if you like lemon pound cake. I swear that thing from Chick-fil-A tastes like lemon pound cake, and it is a really great treat in the summertime. I don't recommend obviously having an excessive amount of them because they will make you, gain weight. It could also lead you to diabetes with the amount of sugar, even though you can have it made with diet lemonade, which I'm not saying to do, but again, I digress. See, we're in the middle of prayer and I'm telling you guys sweet treats. But essentially, I was one of those people, like when I would be stressed out, that was what I did to kind of help regulate myself. But now I'm trying to be more intentional about my body and about my mind and about my spirit and soul. So I find that I have to sometimes walk away from my desk for a few moments or say a prayer or, drink some tea to help calm me down. I'm just saying those are the things some things that I do to regulate myself. You've got to think about what's going to help regulate you and think about how you want to approach a situation that you are dealing with in stress and give yourself space to self-soothe and to think clearly so that you can move through your day effectively without making hopefully any kind of choices that could put you in a bind. So I want to send you that prayer. I say all of that to say of being able to regulate yourself. So I'm sending you, like I said, prayers of peace, prayers of regulation. I'm sending you also prayers of clarity. I want you to be able to see clearly in this time. And if I think about it, all of these prayers kind of align because when you are at peace, when you are regulating yourself, you have an opportunity to see things around you clearly. I want you to see clearly. I want you to have so much clarity in your life because you need to see what's coming at you as you are trying to make the best decisions for yourself on the path to achieving your goals. When you are out of alignment in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, that's when things can appear in ways that are not necessarily always accurate. So you want to make sure that you are giving yourself the space to be able to see clearly. And with that sight of being able to see clearly, you also have to have the mindset to be able to accept the answers or the things that come to you, because you may learn some things during this time of clarity that you may need to adjust because, they don't align with where you are or who you are in this journey of your life. And have the courage to be able to accept that without allowing it to distract you, and take the time necessary to make the best decision for yourself. And so I just, again, want to make sure that you have clarity. So I'm sending you peace. I'm sending you the ability to regulate. I'm sending you clarity. And I'm also always willing in sending prayers for you of abundance because I truly do want you to be abundant financially. I know we all are working toward many different things in our lives financially, and I will you that you would be blessed beyond compare. But I also want you to be abundant in your spirit. I want you to be abundant in your soul. That is so important to me. And I know I talk about abundance a lot, but it is so important in the seasons of our lives to be grateful for not just the money that comes in, but the memories and the moments that we are making on this journey, because those are the things that are going to sustain us in the hard times. Those are the things that are going to remind you why you're doing all of this for. So make sure that you are filling your cup on all levels so that you can really clearly enjoy all of the fruits that you have for you in your life. So those are my prayers for you this week. I do hope that you feel loved and thought of and cared for in those prayers. I promise you, as I pray for you, believe me, I am manifesting it and praying it myself into me and my family as well. Because we are all, like I said, on this journey to living our well done life together. So it is Friday night, May the 5th at 9:41 p.m. and I'm recording. I'm really excited about being here. I tried this last night, full transparency, and it just wasn't working. I think I hadn't regulated. My mind was just like, oh, I should go ahead and get it done. I want to make sure that I'm on top of it because I love talking to you guys, but I wasn't there. And so tonight I'm back and I feel good about where I am and I feel better. And you know what? I'm good with that. And so I want to thank you before we dive in for last week supporting my rest. I needed that rest. I was exhausted. As I have told you guys before, I'm in this golden renaissance. My arms are up and God has truly been good to me. I am blessed and abundant in so many levels and areas, and I'm thankful. I'm in a new season at my job. All of these wonderful things are happening to me, but coming with all of those new responsibilities, there's new blessings, come new levels that I have to work toward, new things that I need to try to accomplish, old things that I need to let go of. And it's just a lot on my energy. And so I was exhausted. I had hit a wall. And so sitting down and laying in bed and just making the decision to prioritize me really helped. I didn't lay in the bed all day, but I was in there a significant portion of it, which just felt wonderful. Because if I think about it, and I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, I don't lay down enough. Like really, I really do not just lay down. Like I miss naps. And I used to hate taking naps as a kid, but I have definitely felt that as an adult, we need nap time. Like I feel like we all need to take a siesta like once a day. Like I wish sometimes as a country, we were just like, okay, at this time during the day, for at least the next 2 hours, we're not going to do business and everyone is going to rest. I know that probably sounds so far-fetched, but I think naps are essential right now. And so I just really wanted to relish how much I enjoyed having a nap on a Sunday and just kind of like going into the weekend unstressed out and just focusing on getting things that I wanted to get done and doing things for myself to help build my energy back up. And I'm feeling better. That's really what it is. I would love to sit up here and say that I'm feeling great, I'm good, and I'm all raring to go. No, I'm better. And you know what? I'm okay with that. And I was thinking about that a lot. Like, as women, we often are always telling everyone, I'm good, I'm good. And I'm not even going to say women too, because I know men who do the exact same thing. Like the world could be on fire around us, but somebody asks us how we are doing, we're going to say, I'm good, I'm good. And it is the craziest thing. And I am realizing more so, I have realized over these past 2 weeks into leading into now, which is what I want to talk about today. I am realizing that, you know what? When somebody asks me how I'm doing, if I'm not doing good, I'm going to tell them the exact stage where I am. And if sometimes, you know what? They're going to get, I'm better. And I'm going to be okay with being that honest about I'm being better. Because I think it's time that we stop, especially at this stage of the game of life, stop trying to always make people feel that we're okay when we're not okay. And that we should be in enough space with people where we feel confident with them to tell them the truth about how we're doing. And I know sometimes that that's hard. I know for myself, like I've told you guys before, I tend to compartmentalize my emotions, but I have done a lot of work on my healing journey to be able to truly be honest about where I am emotionally. And part of my growth is being more open and honest with people that I love in regards to where my mindset is. And it is something that I am actively working on. And so that's why I wanted to kind of bring it up, because I know for some of us who are still on the healing journey, that's a hard thing to do. To just be able to tell someone I'm not good is hard. And I remember there were many days as I was on this healing journey where I don't care, like literally the world would be on fire and I'd be like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm always trying to be optimistic, excuse me. And I think about that now, that really was just toxic positivity. But I felt compelled, like it was easier for me to be toxically positive versus being honest, because I didn't want to burden anyone with how I was feeling. I mean, really, that's how I felt. Like I did. I felt like if I was honest, I could potentially burden someone. And I didn't feel like that's what I wanted to do. I didn't trust that they were in a space where they could receive how I was feeling, because, you never know what somebody is going through. And so it's like sometimes you feel like you have to keep your stuff to yourself because, you don't know what your friend is going through, and you don't want to pass your energy off to them. But you know what? We have to stop doing that. That's why there's so many people, if I think about it, so stressed out, because we're just not being honest with each other. We're not being honest with ourselves about how we're feeling. And we should not be around people that we can't be honest with ourselves about. I don't even know I hope that came out right. That, we shouldn't be around people where we can't be our honest and true selves. But that's a whole nother deeper dive. And, maybe as we're talking on this journey tonight, that might come up, but I'm just saying there has to be a point where it's like we make the decision to admit that we're not okay and be okay with that. And even in the workplace, I know that can be tricky too. Sometimes it's like, you don't know who to trust, and you don't want to get, pour into people, your work friends, what have you. But I'm starting to see too that is also another toxic trait that we have, because, everyone is so focused on presenting themselves in the best light corporately. And I'm not saying that you have to have fits of emotion and cry and lean into people that you don't trust. I'm definitely not saying that at all. I definitely think you have to know who is who and see people for who they are and act accordingly with your emotions. But I also think in the workspace, we have to give ourselves the opportunity to be honest when we are overworked. We have to give ourselves the opportunity to be honest when we feel like maybe we are in situations that are not conducive to bringing out the best in us and our capabilities. We have to be honest, because there is nothing worse than taking on projects and taking on projects and taking on projects because you're trying to move up the ladder, but at the same time you feel like you're failing. And you're flailing and you're trying to figure out how to get out, but the work is continuing to come on because we're not being honest about where we are in the journey. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that that's going to make anything change. What I'm saying about that is, by being honest, I think it can be done in a way where it is mutually beneficial to both parties. So, Lana, kind of give me a little bit of levity here. And when I say that, I think it's about putting yourself in the position where you are saying to management, I don't mind taking on new assignments, but I need to maybe have X and Y and Z project removed and I have a succession plan as to who can handle this assignment so that I can move off of this and move into handling these new assignments that you have that I really want to handle because they lean into my strengths. And I am doing this because I feel like I'm not working as effectively as I need to work in order to demonstrate the type of results that I'm looking to generate. I know I said that in a lot of work speak, but hopefully you got it. It's essentially all it is being strategic about how you are divvying up the work and being honest enough to say, hey, I could be used in a better way that lends more into my strengths. That's probably going to give me a lot more peace than what I'm doing right now. If I was able to move these 3 projects off my plate, and I think X, Y, and Z person can handle this work, it will be also a good development opportunity for them. And then I can go ahead and have a little bit more balance in my day and work more effectively for you. Because when I know that I am directly reporting to you and when I am working at my best and providing results that you're looking for, that's going to help you and we're all going to win. It's all about finding and articulating mutually beneficial situations to everybody. So that's in the workspace. And that I think can be done. A lot of times we don't give ourselves the opportunity for that to happen. And we wind up putting ourselves in a situation where we're burning out. And I'm just telling you, because I feel like sometimes I'm in that situation where I'm burning out. I've made the decision that I'm just going to kind of give myself the grace to be honest about what I'm able to handle, but I'm going to come to you with a plan on how I think it should go. Because I've sat back and I have seen what it's like when you don't have a plan and you're continuously working in this cycle, and it's not effective for them. It's not effective for me. And I'm kind of tired of it. So I've made the proactive decision that I'm going to kind of step into maybe more of a strategic way of handling my stress. And I feel like that is going to help me in the long run. And so that's really kind of like where I am right now in my thoughts and patterns. I'm going to start executing. And I wanted to share that with you because, again, like I said, I know I'm not the only person out here in this season of abundance. I know I'm not the only person out here working hard toward their goals. I know I'm not the only person out here who is stressed out and exhausted and trying to find their way, but they're also out here telling people when they ask them how they're doing, oh, I'm good. Nah, boo-boo. It's time to stop that. And it's time to start telling people the truth. And so I'm at that phase where I'm telling people the truth. Yeah, I'm better because this week is better. I hope it stays even next week, even gets even more better until I work my way back up to good. But this is where I'm at. And you know what? I'm owning it. And I don't feel bad about it. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm just now looking at this as the opportunity that I need to kind of reset how I'm feeling about things, and I'm going to do it. So we've talked about how you can obviously reset in your business life, and I hope some of that helps you if you are in that situation for yourself. But then I'm thinking also now about how you can kind of reset that in your personal life, because, personally, it's hard sometimes to talk about things, even with the people that you love, even, your family and your friends, because again, we take on that perception that we don't want to burden anyone. And as women, we are constantly dusting off the cape and the super shoes so that we can go out here and be everything to everybody and not necessarily ourselves. And so sometimes it's like, okay, well, I don't want to, heap another thing on this sister's doorstep. But what I'm finding is that with like my group of friends, when we're going through things, I feel like we're becoming more open about what we're going through. Like we'll have group chats going on and somebody will throw a prayer, like a prayer request in the group chat, like, girl, I got this going on. Can you pray for me? And of course, prayers can go out and I would feel the same. Or like if I'm in my feelings and I need some positivity, I know for myself, one of the things that I love to do is I go to my group chat and send some notes out to my friends, let them know how much I love them and just kind of spread some positivity, because I'm a firm believer that, positivity, good energy, all of that comes back to you. So I'll send random text messages and everything to my peeps, sending out some good love, some good juju, because I want that good love, good juju to come back to me and it can kind of help me reset. And I feel like I'm being a lot more transparent about how I'm feeling. If I don't feel good, I don't feel good. If I'm stressed out, I'm stressed out, and I'm being honest. So I feel good that I'm at that space. I think in our personal lives, it's not as obviously complex as what we go through on a corporate space. But I think this is a season with all of the abundance, all of the great things happening, that we really have to make sure that we cultivate and tend to our friend circle, because that friend circle is going to be critical right now. I mean, if you think about it, we are in the trenches. We are in the trenches building our next level, going through all these goals. So you need to make sure that you have the right energy around you to keep you motivated, the right energy around you to keep you covered in prayer, the right energy around you to inspire you with good ideas. So if you have that tribe, make sure you're pouring into your tribe. Don't get so busy with work, because, it's easy to get caught up with work and life that you forget about your group, about your tribe, about your clique. Pour into those people, because you'd be surprised how a quick conversation, a quick text can change your whole perspective, can change your whole vibe when you are going through this season of trying to figure out how you can be good, how you can be better. So you want to make sure that you pour into them. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm the perfect person with that. I'm not. I get super distracted real quick. And it is very possible I'll have a text sitting out there waiting to send. I have it ready to set up and to go out in the morning. I'll get distracted. I'll come back to it. It's 6:00 at night. The text is still there. And I was like, darn, I didn't send it. But I try to give myself grace. And I'm very thankful that my friends understand where I'm coming from. They know my heart, like Jesus know your heart. My girls know my heart. And I feel really blessed that my groups know that I love them. And we understand that obviously we're just all so frazzled at times that it's possible that we miss it. But I definitely try to make an effort where I can. So I say all that to say, just make an effort. It's really that simple. I think sometimes we try to overcomplicate it and try to make it more than what it is. I would love to be with my friends on trips and doing all the things all the time, but a lot of times that's not how it's going to be. All of us just are not going to be around each other, but that's why, God bless, we have telephones, and we can text, we can Zoom, we can do all the things. So find something that find a moment that allows you to pour in, send a random text, especially when you feel like you need a little good love, a little good juju, even if you're not ready to spread your word out and, be transparent about what you're going through. You'd be surprised how in the moments when you feel like things are falling on top of you and you need a little bit of good energy, how if you just send out some good energy, how it can come back and meet you. And then that might even spark a conversation, because again, we're not always all sharing all the things that we're going through at that moment. And you might be able to encourage your friend, which in turn can encourage you in that season while you're going through. So make sure you cultivate space for moments like that. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's not easy. It takes time to build it, but you'd be surprised of taking that stance to get out there and show a little love, how it can work for you. It's so simple, but I never really realized how hard it is sometimes to be transparent. And to take this step is not always the easiest thing, but just know that your discernment is going to guide you, that you have the right people around you who will support you and encourage you and love on you. So why wouldn't you give them the opportunity to do that? So give yourself that space. And I definitely wanted to, like I said, bring it up because it's something that I've worked through. It's something that a lot of people are working through. We are the group that is always fine. No, we're not fine. And it's okay. As one of my favorite authors, Don Miguel Ruiz, mentioned in the 4 agreements, never make assumptions. Don't make assumptions that everybody is doing great. Don't make assumptions, and stand in your courage to be able to share clearly and be met with that energy back. Because it's not that you're trying to lay your problems at people's doorstep. You're trying to maybe get a little love, a little encouragement. And it's okay to tell people that. It's okay to be honest with people and say, you know what, I'm not okay. That's what we need more of. It's okay to tell somebody, you know what, I'm better though today. I'm better. And be open if they ask, well, why are you better? You know what? I had a rough time these past couple of weeks, and I've just been kind of resetting and trying to figure it out, but I'm better today. And you'd be surprised how even that comment alone can spark someone to say, well, you know what? I'm praying for you to stay better. And then again, got that positive energy coming back at you. So a lot of this is about trusting yourself, trusting your friends, standing in your truth authentically. And we have to do that. Like, we're not going to make it through this season of abundance without authenticity. We won't, because there's only so much that you're going to be able to get and go. You're only going to be able to go and get so far by not putting the most authentic version of yourself out there. Don't be afraid to stand in your truth. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? I'm not okay, but I'm better. Be who you are, because being that honest, truthful self will allow the right energy to come into you, because you're operating from a frequency of needing that support. Trust the people in your circle. Trust your circle. Trust your crew to love on you and help bring you back to good. Because good is a journey that we should all aspire for. And you'll get back there, because everything is seasonal, and I have faith and believe in that. And that's what I tell myself. Everything is seasonal. And that's not toxic positivity. That's just me being real, because, as they always like to say, bad times don't last forever and joy comes in the morning. And sometimes you just need a moment to acknowledge where you are so that you can free yourself and be better the next day. So just a little bit of, where I am right now. Like I said, I'm better. I'm taking pride in the little things to help me stay better. And I want you to take pride in the little things too. I mean, we really are in such a powerful time, and I want the best for you. But I want to make sure that you know that it's okay if every day on this journey to our best selves doesn't feel good. Because even with a joy and abundance and prosperity and all the blessings of elevation, come moments where we do not feel like we are in this season of joy, blessing, abundance, elevation. It sometimes can feel like, okay, I'm not doing anything right. I mean, I recently told a friend of mine, I feel like I'm failing. I do. I've said that before, and I feel like I'm failing sometimes. And I'm trying to, kind of give myself some grace and mercy on this journey. Even though I'm not failing, I'm just transforming, I'm just processing, I'm just elevating. And this is a growing season, a stretching season. It still just sometimes doesn't feel that good. And that's okay. Because that doesn't mean that God's going to stop blessing me. It just means that I'm in a season where I need to maybe take a little extra time to process my emotions, a little extra time to organize my thoughts, a little extra time to regulate my body, my mind, my spirit, my anxiety, so that I can give my best self and be honest with my emotions, so that I can allow others to come in and help me where I need to be helped, and also allow myself to see things clearly. So give yourself that space, regulate, be gentle with yourself. It's so acknowledge how you're feeling. Don't wallow in it though, and just keep going. And if you need to stop for a moment, but don't give up. Don't get stuck in the meantime. Know that this is still your time. This is your season of abundance. And you have to speak over yourself sometimes, because others may not be able to speak for you. But it's okay. You're going to make it. You just have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself even in the moments when you don't believe, because it will come to pass and your mood will change. Trust that this is your time and that it will continue to get better. So that is kind of like a synopsis of where I am. I know that, I hope I probably did sound a little all over the place. I felt a little all over the place, but I'll be quite honest, that is just a reflection of my emotions. I'm feeling better. I do feel like I am getting clearer about where I am and what I am and what I'm going through and how I'm processing things. And I hope you found some inspiration in this if you're going through and how you're processing. Again, I think processing and all of these things are a part of the journey as we are looking forward to elevate, because hard work and elevation and next levels, they all go together. It just doesn't like magically happen overnight that you move to your new level and everything is beautiful. No, it's going to take a little effort and work, but I am here with you to support you on my journey. And I want you to know that you are truly cared and supported on your journey. We're in this together. We're learning and sharing and growing, and that's what this is all about. So I hope you will feel comfortable sharing your thoughts with me, because I would love to support you. And I'm going to keep sharing mine. I'm hopeful, like I said, things will continue to get better, and I will continue to process and elevate, because I just think that this is the season for it all. But I want to thank you guys for, today and listen to me ramble. I'll be back next week with another episode. I have some guests coming up. I think, this is our first episode in May, and I'm so excited about it. I can't believe we're already in the 5th month of the year. Like, my golden renaissance is going by quick, honey, super quick. But I'm really excited by it. Even though it's like there's so many things going on, I'm still super excited. And so I have some wonderful guests coming up, some great conversations. And I definitely want to continue to talk about processing in seasons of abundance and talk about being able to be honest with our emotions and our feelings, and acknowledging that not every day is going to be good and not every day is going to be great, but it's okay to be okay, and it is good to be better. So we're going to keep talking about all of those things. Yes, I know this is a shorter episode this week, but again, I'm better. I'm not all the way good. So I'm working my way back. This is my first work back, but I definitely will, like I said, be back next week with a brand new episode. We have some wonderful guests coming up. We have great topics coming up. And I want to thank you guys just for listening. I hope that you are giving yourself some rest this weekend, and that you are blessed and abundant going into next week. Just know that you are loved and supported. All of my information will be in the show notes below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.